Magic in the race. Other 9 Colts as they get ready here. Padre and El Quahira's son. Last year track record here, returned by Hurricane Sky. But he won the race and ran 1:8.1. He beat Mr. Vitality the year before. Lady Jackie O in a thrilling finish. The filly got up to beat Caltrice. Riva Diva, fantastic performance at 92 after nearly falling at the start. And Ryder got into trouble. Riva Diva's since been retired. Canonised in 91, Mahessan in 90. The Brilliant Courts are back in 89. Zeddative in 88. 25th running of the prized race here in Victoria. Tuscany Flyer bandaged in front today. He and Zedrich are unbeaten. Homestead unlucky in the fillies prelude here last week. Shaded ready now. Flying Spur alongside Tennessee Magic. He'll get back behind the speed. He'll just need that luck. Very strong at the end of his races, though, Flying Spur. Padre's only been beaten once from Adelaide. He beat El Quahira's son last start in the breeders over there at Adelaide. El Quahira's son coming forward. Padre to come into gate number 6. Trained by Peter Jolly, ridden by his son Richard. Now, Padre goes in. Set to run. About to go on the Blue Diamond. Lights on, they're off and running, and they bounced away in a pretty good line too. Flying Spur settling well back after the jump away, and first out Tuscany Flyer. Frosty the Snowman, and on the outside Tennessee Magic, followed by Zedrich. He's driving up on the inside, 2 lengths further back is Padre running 5th. They're followed back behind those by Shaded Homestead. El Quahira's son, Dana. Flying Spur is second last to the 800. 12 lengths off them, a length and a half. Principality last of all. Tuscany Flyer led by 3/4 to Zedrich. Then Tennessee Magic third, 1.5 further back. Then Padre fourth. Then Frosty the Snowman at the 600-metre mark from El Quahira's son. Check there was Shaded on the inside. Homestead 2 or 3 at the moment. Flying Spur third last, followed by Principality and Dona last of all. But Tuscany Flyer is first for home, going for the diamonds. A length in front from Zedrich, followed by Tennessee Magic. Flying Spur is well off the track. Then Padre, Tuscany Flyer in front from Zedrich after him at the 200-metre mark, and then Tennessee Magic further back. Then came Flying Spur with a late run. Padre back to the rail. It's Tuscany Flyer in front. Here's Principality from last. Principality storming home from last in the field. He'll win the diamond, Principality. Principality 2 lengths, Flying Spur. Third in a photo, I'd say Tuscany Flyer from either Dona, Padre and Tennessee Magic. Then further back, El Quahira's son. Zedrich didn't finish it off. Further back is Homestead. They're followed by Shaded. And last of all in the Blue Diamond is Frosty the Snowman.
Number 7, Principality, 12.10 the win, 3.10 the place, 4 Flying Spur, 1.90, and 3 Tuscany Flyer, $2.80.
Number
7 Principality, Super Tab, 6.10 and 1.55. Number 4 Flying Spur to return 95, and 3 Tuscany Flyer, 1.40. Race time 19.4.
And has come from the back of the field, Principality in the centre of the track to win the Blue Diamond. Number 4 is second. Flying Spur back second to last in the early point. And the judge calling on the photo for third. We've got Tuscany Flyer and Tennessee Magic in this photo for third placing. Tuscany Flyer and Tennessee Magic in the photo for third. 7 is the winner, Principality. Blinkers today. Number 3 has hung on for third, Tuscany Flyer, 7, 4 and 3. And number 10 is officially fourth, number 10. And that is Tennessee Magic, Neville Wilson. Great performance here in 19.4. Principality fitted with blinkers going into the race, as was the case with Hurricane Sky last year. And this is the horse that ran second to Exclusive Halo and got 4.5 kilos from Exclusive Halo in the Maribyrnong plate. Makes the form look pretty good, doesn't it? Number 7. And the winning rider is Rod Griffiths, who I don't think was the pin-up boy in the stable earlier in the day when he was beaten on Hunza Court. Victim of circumstances, but I'll tell you what, he's covered himself in glory here. Brian Blackmore will talk with David Hayes in a moment. $12.20 and $3.10.
And we'll check the openers for
Went from 4 Zamaloid and 3 Ram Show, 243. Race 7 Scratch 5 Frank Fiesta.
And immediately Camberdown drops back towards the tail of the field with Red Tempest and Cultivated from near an inside alley. One of the best out, Pensionary got out well, and so too did Sagoda, followed by Treasure Grove, nice and handy on the inside of Mr. Lewis, Mooney Mia. Broad Blaze and Middle Street, and then on the outside is Unrehearsed from the heavily backed Deja Slew. Camberdown going up inside of Red Tempest, and Botany Bay Classic Whiteout is last. Pretty compact lot goes to the first corner, and Pensionary scoots around them to lead a length Broad Blaze. Third is I'm a Freak on the inside of Middle Street, and then Cultivated, followed by Sagoda and the Queenslander Mr. Lewis on a limb, followed by Unrehearsed a length further back. Treasure Grove getting shuffled back from Camberdown, and on the outside is Mooney Mia, Botany Bay Classic, Deja Slew and Red Tempest as they race over the crossing at the 850 metres, and Pensionary 3/4 of a length on Broad Blaze, a length to I'm a Freak, 2 to Middle Street and Cultivated, a length the Red Tempest whipping up, Camberdown going up on the inside, and then Botany Bay Classic, followed by Deja Slew to the extreme outside, followed by Treasure Grove, about 2.5 to Mr. Lewis. Unrehearsed not handling at the moment. Same can be said for Sagoda, and Mooney Mia's last. Around the corner they travel, and Red Tempest has come from a mile back, and Lisa Crop goes to the front on Red Tempest, boots it away from I'm a Freak, who's a half-length second. Deja Slew on the outside starting to put in his claim, and this trio lead 4 Broad Blaze. Deja Slew after Red Tempest. I'm a Freak is sticking on the inside. Here's a go. Deja Slew is racing up to I'm a Freak. It's Deja Slew getting the better of I'm a Freak, who won't give in without a fight, but Deja Slew and Shane Dye prove a formidable combination. Deja Slew lands some big bets, beating I'm a Freak and Red Tempest. Treasure Grove next, and then Botany Bay Classic, Cultivated, Pensionary, Broad Blaze, Middle Street, Camberdown, Sagoda. Mooney Mia well back in the run was Unrehearsed, and Absolute was Mr. Lewis.
2 Deja Slew to return 220 and 95. Number 7 I'm a Freak at 125, and number 11 Red Tempest 245.
And hasn't that landed some bets, Deja?
Moving up Queanbeyan. 7s into about 4s in the ring. Might have come in a little bit more in the last 30 or 40 seconds, but 4s was about the best they were betting a minute before they jumped. Deja Slew, number 2, ridden by Shane Dye, 450 and 210. Number 7, second, I'm a Freak, ridden by G. Eads, has paid 240. At number 11, third, Red Tempest, ridden by L. Crop, has returned $4.80. Useful horse, this fella, Deja Slew, by Air de France from Al Mudea, trained by Clary Connors for Mr. J and Mrs. T. O'Gara. They've, of course, had a tremendous amount of success with Air Seattle, like Deja Slew by Air de France. And Deja Slew has beaten I'm a Freak in a slogging finish. I'm a Freak is by Marquis Star from Golden Lottie, Bay Gilding 3, Alan Denham, Gavin Eads. And the third placing going to number 11, Red Tempest, by Imposing from Skyrunner, 4-year-old Chestnut Gelding, John Morris, Lisa Crop. 4th to 9, that was Treasure Grove, and number 1 ran 5th, and that being Botany Bay Classic. A short neck, a length and a half. The margins, a short neck, a length and a half, 141.67. 141.67, that'll stand as the class record until broken. So, Deja Slew, certainly the Kellyville Country Club horse to follow out of the race, because whether he goes on the good or whether he goes on the bad, he is still very, very adept. Triple S, the good sport.
All is in readiness. 6th of the day, 1200. Little edgy is Mr. Patterson, and through the stalls goes Shane Dye's mount, Miss Rhiannon. Through the gates, Miss Rhiannon, and down the track she goes to the 1100 metres before Mick Stanley, one of the clerks of the course.
Perth race 1 on 472. Number 4 was the winner there. Due Reference paid 195 for the win at 85 the place. Second went to number 7 Banner Pack, paid 70, and third 2 Molden Pride returned 70. The Quinella paid 5 even. Trifecta $28.60, and the scratching was number 5. Race 1 Perth, numbers 472, 195, 85, 70 and 70. Quinella $5, Trifecta $28.60. Perth race 2 coming up at 435. 1 staying 18, 610. 2 unreachable 542.
240. 3 Comedy Pack 610 2 even. 4 Excuses 12 320. 5 Officially Mine 249. 6 Trojan Gold 36 and 10. 7 Western Diplomat 16 440. 8 All Trumps at 59 and 20. 9 Kim Fighter Favourite 350 120. 10 Pack Swiftly 78 and 23. 11 Tropical Honey 510 170. 12 Finally Free 73 22. 13 Bahashki 70 and 20. Number 14 Bel Sariso 21 and 6. Number 15 Billabong Girl 74 and 21. And 16 Jewel Star 143 and 38. 17 out. 20,600. 18,800. 9 to 11 selections. Race to Ascot coming up at 4:35. Back to Ian in Sydney.
And we should see action very shortly. Sharp shower of rain, 10 minutes ago. Racing. Here's the Prince, jumped out reasonably well. It was Olympic Princess first to begin. Away nicely was Rhapsodic. Here's the Prince not far back. All Pair Girl will burn them all off. Steel Switch over on the inside. A length further back is Versatile, followed by Perfect Type. And out off the track next is Arlena as they settle into stride. Or here's the Prince getting out of its ground as Warning Siren makes up leeway and a long margin to Mr. Patterson and Food of Love as they race past the 750 and the leader All Pair Girl. Almost joined by Warning Siren and Olympic Princess, Rhapsodic, and then on the outside next is Seeking Justice, followed by Steel Switch. On the inside, Perfect Type, and then Versatile, Mr. Patterson, Food of Love, Killer Kinski, Alina. Here's the Prince is a long way back, and so too is Miss Rhiannon. Around the corner, and All Pair Girl railing well, straightens up a length. Warning Siren going to the middle. Perfect Type runs to third. Rhapsodic is fourth, putting in its claim now, and 2 lengths further away is Seeking Justice from Here's the Prince and Steel Switch. The leader, All Pair Girl from Perfect Type, and Rhapsodic about 100 to go. And Here's the Princess next, still about 3 from the leader, which is All Pair Girl. Perfect Type having a late shot at All Pair Girl. All Pair Girl grabbed by Perfect Type, and Perfect Type gets up on the line. Perfect Type beat All Pair Girl. Here's the Princess run third, followed by Rhapsodic, and then came Mr. Patterson, Arlena, Food of Love, Warning Siren, Steel Switch, Killer Kinski, Versatile, Seeking Justice, Olympic Princess, and Miss Rhiannon at the tail of the field.
16 Perfect Type, $40.95, and for the place $7.35. Number 4 All Pair Girl to pay $1.40, and 3 Here's the Prince to pay $80. Moving up well at Queanbeyan and shortly to Tony.
Written by Aaron Kennedy. Number 16 Perfect Type has paid $63 on the win tote in NSW and $11 the place. Number 4 has got second, and that's All Pair Girl, and she'll pay $3.20. And at number 3, Here's the Prince has run third, bringing his unbeaten sequence to an end, $1.60. I don't know whether he was entirely happy in the ground either. The winner, Perfect Type, trained by Neville Voigt for GJVF and Mrs. CJ and DC Moon, Mrs. R.M. Roberts and H. Rogers. A 6-year-old chestnut stallion by Ideal Planet from Claudessa, ridden by Aaron Kennedy.
Set Queanbeyan here with Scalacci, Soho Square, Never Under Charge, etc. Let's run down the board again as they move up. 1 Jeune, 290, 130. 2 Scalacci, 670, 180. 3 Soho Square, 44, 590. 4 Never Under Charge, 10 and 220. 5 is Mahogany. Equal favourite now at 290, 140 as more money goes in. 6 Pride of Rancho, 58, 790. 7 Spanish Mix, 19, 390. 8 Snap, 670, 2 even. So equal favourites, 1 Jeune and 5 Mahogany, both at 290 for the win. The late mail and sub is number 5 Mahogany as we join Brian Martin trackside for his call of the Futurity.
Mahogany going into 5. Pride of Rancho's gone up. Jeune goes up. Here's Scalacci. He's won 15 from 30. Scalacci. He's gone in. Jeune can be tardy at the start. We'll keep an eye on Jeune, the Melbourne Cup winner, the horse of the year of last season. Mahogany ready now. Brilliant day here in Melbourne. Huge crowd ready to run. Futurity for 95. Lights on. They're off and running this time, and Jeune's bounced with them. One of the first out here, Mahogany out in the centre. With him now, Snap, and further out, Scalacci as they sort themselves out. Further back then on the inside, Soho Square from Spanish Mix. Then Never Under Charge as the grey rolls to the front now. Scalacci went out by a length and a half to Mahogany. Third is Snap and Never Under Charge. Fourth, running fifth now, Spanish Mix. Then Soho Square, further back, Jeune away from the fence, and Pride of Rancho out 3 deep. Rolling down the side now, they go towards the 1,000-metre mark, and it's Scalacci, 3/4 in front. Mahogany second, and Never Under Charge is out 3 wide third. Fourth is Snap on the inside of Spanish Mix, then Pride of Rancho. A length into Soho Square, and last of all is Jeune. Jeune giving Mahogany about 5.5 lengths start, 600 out. And the leader still Scalacci, a half Mahogany. Ahead on the outside, Never Under Charge, out 3 deep, a length and a half to Snap fourth. Then Spanish Mix, followed by Pride of Rancho, hard at work, then Soho Square. And Jeune Check went back to the tail of the field. Up to the bend, and now Mahogany lays it down at Scalacci, and the stablemates turn for home, with Mahogany getting his head in front of Scalacci, and they sprint turning now. 2 in front of Snap. They're followed by Never Under Charge, Spanish Mix. Jeune a mile back. Mahogany's got his head in front. Scalacci fighting back, and they're followed further back by Spanish Mix. It's Scalacci coming again. He's a neck in front of Mahogany and Snap. Jeune late down the outside. The grand old grey does it again. Scalacci. He's 1.5 lengths. Jeune and nose away third Mahogany. 4 Spanish Mix, followed further back by Never Under Charge. Then Snap behind those, followed by Soho Square, and Pride of Rancho is last of all.
Number 2, Scalacci, 6.20 the win, 1.70 the place, 1 Jeune at 1.40 and 5 Mahogany at 1.30.
Super Tab 2 Scalacci 3.30 and 91 Jeune to pay 60, and number 5 Mahogany 65.
Here at Caulfield for this marvellous old grey. He excels. Number 2 is the winner. Number 2, Scalacci, he's second Futurity. He's 8th Group 1. Jeune has flashed down the outside to run second, number 1. And the judge calling on the photo in the centre, Mahogany. Mahogany's there in the centre. Spanish Mix and Snap running out of room just behind them. The judge looking at this print for a third placing. Probably Mahogany just in the middle. 2, 1 and a photo. 2, 1 and a photo. What an incredible old horse he is. 6 years of age, his 31st start, his 16th win. He's won 5 from 6 starts here at this track. He's second Futurity. He rolled along in front. Mahogany headed him when they got down to the 250-metre mark. And he's had his chance, Mahogany. Jeune, gosh, it's been a run. He's run second. He climbed onto their heels before the home turn. Lost ground. He's flashed down the outside. It's been a barnstorming performance by Jeune, don't worry. And Mahogany is trying to hang on to third in this photo. As this grand horse is about to come back to scale, Scalacci, and punters with this horse seem to forget their pocket. They were plonking in the race, of course, for the 2 favourites, Mahogany and Jeune. But he's one horse where the punt doesn't matter. The punt doesn't matter, and the crowd just love him because of what he is. He's just all racehorse. You can see him standing out, almost white in colour, and he just gives his all, Scalacci. It's a developed print for third. Developed print called for as Rodney Griffiths has won the 2 Group 1 races. And listen to this ovation. You could hear them starting to roar at the 250. And this will be one of the best ovations we've seen here in modern racing on this beautiful warm autumn day here at Caulfield in Melbourne. It's just darn great to be here, to be a part of this, as the judge calls on a developed print for third.
Have to check that third number getting set, Perth.